The American state of California is home to an amazing variety of landscapes. The central area alone includes the Pacific coast, rising into the coastal range, the broad, flat and very fertile Central Valley, and the Sierra Nevada mountains, which include the highest peak in continental USA, with the lowest point in Death Valley just next door. The mountains rise gradually on their western slopes, where dry chaparral-covered hills rise to moist ridges of mixed pine and conifer forests that receive most of the rainfall caused by the rising and cooling air from the Pacific. And here, between 5,000 and 7,000 feet, groves of sequoia trees can be found. These majestic trees can grow to just over 300 feet, bettered by the narrower coastal redwoods also in California, but the sequoias have a massive trunk and stout branches. The trunk can be 40 feet in diameter and the branches 8 feet thick, and they are therefore the largest living things on Earth. They are also among the oldest, and do not appear to die of old age, but they do eventually fall over, after up to 3,200 years of life so far, due probably to a shallow root system. They have a cinnamon red bark that can be up to 2 feet 6 inches thick, and which protects them from insects, fungi and fire. When settlers first made their way to California, the forest was seen as a resource for timber, and much logging took place. However, there were those who marvelled at the majesty of these trees, explorer and conservationist John Muir among them, and he was influential in having the mountains and trees preserved. Once again, however, the trees themselves were in a way their own protector. It was found that despite their massive height and girth, the wood itself is quite brittle, and many of the trunks of the felled trees cracked on landing, reducing their value to the loggers. Naturally falling sequoia wood is now used mostly for pencils and toothpicks. The National Park Service initially tried to reduce the damage from fire, a natural hazard due to lightning rather than careless tourists. However, gradually it was learnt that fire is essential to the tree's reproduction. Egg-sized cones holding the seeds may hang on the trees for up to 20 years, but it is fire that dries and opens them. The seeds drop to the floor where they need sunlight and fertilizer, and the fires clear the woodland floor to let in sunlight, and the ash acts as a fertilizer. Years of fire prevention harmed this cycle. The undergrowth grew and became likely to burst into more devastating fires, so the park staff now light prescribed fires to ensure the undergrowth is cleared. The bark and wood of the sequoia is resistant to fire, although many trees show the scars. The California tree in Yosemite, with the footpath cut through its trunk, replaced an earlier one that could be driven through. But this was done in 1895. The park would not allow such damage to happen now. At the General Sherman tree, the world's largest in Sequoia Park, visitors are not even allowed to walk near its shallow root system for fear of damage to it. John Muir wrote,
"When I entered this sublime wilderness, the day was nearly done. The trees with rosy glowing countenances seemed to be hushed and thoughtful, as if waiting in conscious religious dependence on the sun, and one naturally walked softly and awe-stricken among them."
I was honoured to follow in his footsteps.